And another thing, this happens in the lineage of Yahawah and Joseph. This exact thing, the law of kinsmen, this happens. And but you see it being played out in like you got the lineage in Matthew 1 on down, and then you got the lineage in Luke 3 with the with son of Heli. So, but yeah, this has always been a part of
I got another
the
question.
history of the
Well,
Israelite. Okay.
well, just to speak on, how the people in England they do the kings and the queens, so they be marrying their first cousins,
Mm-hmm.
not the brothers. So you saying that they are the place that they are, and we supposed to be, there. So the first cousin is okay, but I mean, they marrying the first
That's
cousins.
their
I never heard
custom.
of. Oh, that's their cousin. Okay.
That's their custom. We were given our own custom in
Mhm.
what is it? Leviticus, not Leviticus.
It's in
Uh,
Numbers. You talking about the kinsman
nah,
laws?
nah. It's maybe let me see something real quick. Where's Leviticus is in the New Testament, right?
Mhm.
Nah,
Yeah,
I was just about to go for it. I was about to say, yeah. Wait a minute. Nah.
Leviticus 18
Mhm.
on who you can and
Let
cannot
me
marry
grab that.
of your family
Yeah,
because
I read that.
you
Yeah.
can marry your cousins, but they
Okay.
have to be um far out, right?
Yeah,
So
because the first cousin is just like seems like it's just it would be just like your brother or your sister because the parents are of siblings, so that is very close. It-
hmm
you know. Okay.
let me see. It would start. Let me see.
Uh,
Keep my
I
statue.
I think it was the I don't think it was it mattered because it was
Yeah.
because
So
when you
verse
go through
6
here, yeah.
it's the start of it. It says, "None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father, the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is your mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife, right? So the father already, that person, right? Let's just say the father has a son, because we just read in verse 7, you can't do the father or mother. And then it goes into another one in verse 8, the nakedness of thy father's wife. So the father has another wife, right? And he has the son with the other wife. He says, the nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. So even though that person is not your mother,
I was going to
it's
ask
your
you that.
other's
Yep.
father, other wife,
Step
Hmm.
mommy.
you cannot do it
Right,
because
right.
it's your father's nakedness. So
Mm,
this just goes to show you that there is multiple wives. Verse
So
9. Go
Salaki,
ahead.
1 second, just to interject real quick. This is what Paul was talking about in First Corinthians 7. Um, and then if you go back to First Corinthians, the fifth chapter, he clarified that it was commonly reported unto me that a man shall have his father's wife. And Reuben had sex with his stepmother.
Mm,
Reuben violated this, and the Most High almost took
mm,
his life. But Jacob pleaded for him. But
mm,
Reuben was sick for some time, and then eventually the Most High healed him. But Salaki, just throw it
mm,
out there.
Yeah, I
mm,
actually had a conversation with the brother online about this, and he just didn't want to see it when I told him the context started previously about Paul hearing a report about the sexual immorality, about uh children sleeping with their mothers, their father's wives.
mm,
Verse 9, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness shall thou not uncover. So this is
mm,
saying, like a stepsister.
mm, mm. They think because you don't come from the same mother
Hmm
or the same father, it's okay. That's
Yeah,
what people be
he,
doing.
yeah, because you would think, oh, okay, it's not blood or anything.
Try to justify it any kind of way.
hmm
Hmm.
Verse 10, the nakedness of thy son's daughter or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness.
Kind of their
So that'd be your
granddaughter,
granddaughter.
grandchildren.
The thought, I mean, just the people, the way your mind working, that you even thinking of doing something like that is wicked. I
But
mean, let me just,
but
I
just
don't get it.
remember,
Hmm.
these customs, these were
Hmm.
particular people's customs. If we go back up to verse 3,
You said verse 3?
yeah, just to show you why Yahweh is saying all this stuff. He says, after the doings of the land of Egypt,
Mm,
wherein you dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall you not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. So
Hmm.
the Egyptians did this crap. The
Right.
Canaanites did
mm,
this crap. That's why um, Yahweh said to go in and destroy the Canaanites. Don't ask anything about what they do, how they serve their gods, whatever it is. He says,
mm.
take over and destroy all of them. And I
Hmm.
think we read that. I think that's Deuteronomy 14. I believe it gives us that story. Yeah. No, Salakia. 12. During 12, it talks about that. But going back to
I think he was on
12.
11. Not,
Is it
but yes,
11?
Slucky. Slucky. No, no, it was 12.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister,
Your
your
auntie.
aunt. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Verse 13, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sisters. She's your aunt, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. So you can't be messing
Hmm.
with aunts and uncles.
It's so ironic because we just doing it all over the place. We is really messed up.
Yeah, I don't know anybody
Mhm.
doing that though.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
nobody doing that. No, 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 thank you. Stay far from me.
I hear about it. I don't know
But
nobody in my
I
family
know
doing it, but it's like really
we do
okay.
hear about it, but it's the
Mm,
uncles doing it to
Mhm.
the younger, and that's how, kids get messed up because they all had
hmm.
an uncle that used to
Yeah, they say,
touch them and
"Oh, you sure growing up nice.
hmm
You."
Sickness,
Gus.
man.
Perverted uncle.
That's a sickness.
Oh, I know
Perverted.
firsthand. You sure growing up nice, girl.
That's what they
Look
say.
at you. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Perverted. Perverted.
Yeah,
Pervert.
Oh my goodness, it
Sicko.
is. It is. It
They
is
don't know this
really.
word. When they don't know this word, man, the devil take hold
Mm-mm.
of you, man, and run amok, run you amok, run you,
hmm
will destroy you.
Mm.
Verse 14, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. So
Mhm.
even though your uncle's wife, she's not family, right? She's not blood or anything like that. She is still your aunt,
God.
Mhm.
Same thing if the wife has a husband, he would be your uncle,
Mhm.
and he's not blood.
Right.
It's unlawful.
Still don't go there. Don't go
hmm
there.
God.
Verse 15, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness, right? We see that. But let's say your brother didn't have any kids, then that the law of near kin comes into play
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
it is a law that you raise up a seed unto your brothers, so that his name not be put out of Israel. Um, where we leave off.
16 now.
16. Thou
God.
shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Verse 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter. or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness.
Mhm.
So,
Question,
okay,
question. When you were saying about the brother getting put out of Israel, why would he get put out of Israel?
not put
Because he
out
done.
his name
Oh,
not
his.
being no longer in Israel because he has no lineage, right?
Okay.
You want to continue your brother's name in
Mm-hmm.
Israel. So the only way to do that is to have children. Otherwise, like today, like when we have no kids,
Mm-hmm.
when we die, that's it. We
Mm-hmm.
have nothing
To
to
carry on the
pass
name.
on.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
know, oh, my father and mother, they were this in Israel, like they did all this, that, and the third. Like we don't, we won't hear that no more.
So another question. So that doesn't mean that the man that died without children, that he can't be in the kingdom. He's
No,
not righteous. That's not what
no,
that means. Okay.
no,
Okay.
no. It's just a law. It's a way Israel work. That
Okay.
government, the law, and everything. There's laws for everything.
Right, right. That's why people be saying you can't follow what God say. That's the reason. It's because there's so many things that we you that's why you repent and ask for forgiveness every day because there's so many things that you could be doing wrong that you don't know about. So that covers you when you pray and you
Yeah,
ask for forgiveness. That's the reason, but people don't believe that
yeah.
either.
But he also want us to study that
Yes.
we no longer willfully sin or anything
Hmm.
or ignorant, because even if we ignorantly sin, we still got to pay for that.
Right, right.
We ain't
Uh,
getting the pass, so we can't be ignorant forever.
Uh-huh. John 3:16 say we get a pass.
hey, don't let Moses bring the lesson back out on you. That was a straight slaughter,
Woo.
man. Scriptorial
He got
slaughter.
on that cross for us to still do wickedness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
they just trying not to keep the law. That's
constantly
all.
crucifying
Yeah,
Yahweh
It's
Shai.
impossible to keep the law. It's impossible.
man. You know this country has more laws than the Bible. I think they
Yep.
have like 45 or 47,000 laws in this country,
Mm-mm-mm.
and the Most High only
All
got
wickedness.
613.
And not
Yeah,
even not all 613 apply to us.
Right.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you got stuff for men and stuff for
Stuff for
women.
women.
You
Con.
got stuff
Hmm.
for the priests. You got stuff
Hmm.
for, what is it, of the land? Something like that. I forget.
The bishops.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Civil laws. Some things are just for certain situations too. Like if
right.
you're not in a certain situation, the law don't apply.
It's so simple. That's why he made it simple. That's why he gave us 10,
Mhm.
and it's a lot that fall under it. If you just keep the 10, he made it simple for us, and we still can't do it right.
Well, he didn't just give us 10. They
Yeah, I
stopped
know,
them.
but
Yeah.
just the
It would have got,
those
we
are
would
the
have got all of
main
them.
ones,
Yeah.
and if you cannot do those, everything else should be easy.
Yeah. Con.
Yeah,
There's a
'cause
few laws before they even mention the Ten Commandments, though, starting in Genesis.
Mhm.
yeah, 'cause I don't think,
Just listening to the Most High is the law, just a commandment. Just
Yeah.
listen and follow his, hearken unto his voice. Listen to what he tell you. Like
Hmm.
we were saying, before the 10, there were laws before then. It wasn't hard
Hmm.
for Adam and Eve to keep the simple law not to touch this, not to go outside of the Most High, his
Hmm.
word. And when we start thinking on our own, thinking that we can do this and that's when we go astray and
Right,
go wrong.
right, right. That's because
Con.
people don't believe that Yahawah Shah was always there. They think he just appeared in the New Testament. He was always there sitting with Yahweh. And was manifested in the flesh to help us. But the laws before that, they just think it's only Moses' law, and then after that, Moses' law was where it started. That's because they don't understand.
Con.
yeah,
Oh,
Con.
I think we touched on that a little
these
bit
laws.
today because we touched on it a little bit. People thinking that the Most High is supposed to answer them right then and there. But we got to understand, like, one day to the Most High is 1,000 years. So he may not answer your prayer in, 10 hours, 20, some he may not answer the prayer at that moment in time, but he's always on time. And a lot of us thinking that he gonna answer our prayers speedily.
Hmm.
We looking to treat him like a light switch. Turn on, turn off, turn on. He don't operate like that. That's why
Hmm.
his law is here to walk in them, follow them. That it's like a safety net for us. Those laws is a safety net, and we can easily get off course and fall off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safety net there, but what do we do when we get off track? Get back in line. We fall off, get back. Get back as quickly as we can, recognizing what the Most High have set for us.
John 3:16 is a safety net.
The safety net for you to fall into the lake of fire.
That's
Hey,
what they think.
yeah, if you wanna perish, then yeah, that's a safety net. You're gonna unsafely burn up.
Oh, you need to stay out that old book. We in the New Testament. But yeah, that's a continuation. What did you talk about? That don't mean you're not supposed to listen to the old. You
Mm.
know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
I
You
get
know,
it.
if you want to go off of Yahawah Shai, then do what Yahawah Shai say do. Keep my commandments. Keep what I say. Follow me. You love me, keep my commandments. John 14:15. You love me, keep my
Mhm.
commandments.
Right.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are a near kinswoman. It is the wickedness, right? You can't lay with a woman and then her daughter and her son's daughter and her daughter's daughter. Like that's wicked,
Mm.
you know. You can't, because that woman,
Right.
you're breaking all those other things because you laid with the mother.
Right.
But if you
Mother and daughter, Salaki, mother and daughter being pregnant at the same time by the same man.
Sickness.
ridiculous.
Right.
That actually happened too.
Yeah,
Yep, I
that
agree.
happens a lot.
Make no sense.
That's the Esau Edomite way. Follow that.
Let me see verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime. So this is going into if your wife has a sister, you cannot do anything with her sister. And that's why it says beside the other in her lifetime. So if your current wife dies, then it is lawful for you to take her sister. But as long as your current wife is living, you cannot touch her sister.
Oh, Salaki, let me stop you. Okay, this sounds a little familiar with Jacob and the Leah and Rachel.
Ah, actually, you're right.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me think about this.
Yeah, the Most High allowed that.
Okay.
Let me see.
For
Hold on. Let me
particular
let me
reason.
look at this a little bit more. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her
Because
life.
Rachel was vexed.
Yep.
But he put in the
Well, it
7 years, and like we said, that
wasn't
was
vexed though.
He
right.
It
wasn't?
wasn't
Right.
vexed.
It
No,
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
even
because
wicked.
the father Laban gave Leah to Jacob, right? And he wanted
Mhm.
Rachel.
He couldn't say no.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He was tricked basically
Okay.
Mhm.
because they had the ceremony,
He thought he was getting Rachel, but
and
he
he
ended
thought
up
he
with
was
Leah.
getting,
And then
and
he
his
was in that
father
room.
because they had the room ready and
Well, he
everything.
was blindfolded and then he said, surprise.
No, it was a dark room.
Oh, no.
No,
Okay.
but he did know it was Leah. Once they got to the bin, he did know. Oh, Salaki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he figured it out. It wasn't like he was just shocked, and he knew. That's why he came out and he made the comment to Laban that he was giving Leah instead of Rachel when he crested Rachel, and he worked the other 7 years for Rachel.
mm-hmm.
He could
But
have just told him that's the way it was. He had
Yeah,
to do all
but
that.
Jacob knew that it's a law. You cannot give
Mhm.
the elder. You can't cannot give the youngest daughter before the elder. You have to have the oldest daughter marry off first.
So
Then the
he was
young.
looking for something he wasn't going to get in the first place.
Yeah,
He
and
got it.
remember,
I mean, he got
yeah,
what he
No,
wanted.
but I mean, he
he
had
did.
to
After
wait.
7 years,
He
he
had
got
to
what he
wait.
wanted.
He didn't get it at first. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
But
him.
look at the blessing that the Most High blessed Leah with his seed. The Most High
Okay.
abundantly, he blessed Leah abundantly, and Rachel suffered
Oh yeah.
because she thought she was high minded, thinking like he might have been the most fairest, but Leah really loved Jacob from her heart. Rachel was like,
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of women like that. They think they like that, and they not. They think that the outer beauty is more than what's
Mm,
within. The
God.
Most High is looking at the
Mhm.
heart and the soul of the individual. He's not looking at the outer beauty. Beauty fades. We can read many
Mhm.
scriptures on that. The beauty fades and you wither, but
Mhm.
it's the heart.
It's subjective all the time. Yeah.
God. God.
So
It is.
Rachel, I mean, lived really, really, truly. She was there for Jacob. She loved him eternally. Jacob really he realized that, and he was blessed. He was ultimately blessed
Mhm.
with the sons that she was giving him.
Right.
And then when she understood that, when Jacob understood that, was seeing that, Rachel had to learn that lesson. And the Most High eventually blessed her to open her womb up to give him, a son. But then we spoke on this, we had let's about this before. Leah and Rachel was bargaining, like what, what night they was gonna have him, and get him this week, get him that week or whatever. They was reasoning among each other.
God.
And Jacob was
Mhm.
fine with that. The
Y'all like
women
that,
had
don't
a
y'all?
Hey, love it. Leah,
God.
Leah, Leah,
Please.
Yeah.
That's
God.
Leah so much didn't have an
that's where we
issue with
part
that
ways, but hey, it
because
is what
the
it
Most
is.
High was blessing her.
Said she gonna
Leah
fight
had
us.
no issues. Leah was being blessed, so they both got hot minded at the end. Like, look, I'm gonna give my handmaid. I'm gonna give my handmaid. Like, you know, hey,
Hey, and then they gave him
Jacob
two
wasn't
other
bucking. He
wives.
was doing him as a man.
uh,
As the prophet. Hey, in the end, it benefited him and it benefited them. So, and the
mhm.
12, the 12 nations, the 12 tribes come from that seed, which was all, you know, the Most High foresaw all of that. The Most High was able to foresee
Right.
what our future is now.
Mhm.
Then
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
torment that we were going through now, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were able to see that. The Most High gave them visions and dreams. Like, man, they was tormented by saying that because we got so off, so far from the Most High, getting high minded. We being spread all over the four corners of the earth and under these wicked nations and following their idolatrous ways. We got far from the Most High. But be great. We should be very, very grateful now today that we awake to get back right with Him. It's so sweet. It's so nice. It's so good. And
Amen.
be blessed to awaken our brothers and sisters in this truth.
Amen. They don't say it didn't mean that we gonna like it, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Sister
this
Tate, oh, go ahead,
it's
Mark.
like, yeah, this is saying exactly because I wanted to look at it a little bit more. I was like, let me just make sure I got this right. But yeah, it is still right. This says, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her. That's the one thing that's in here. To vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in front. I mean in front, beside the other in her lifetime.
Mhm.
So as long as saying, if we can get the blue letter, I think it should say, and look up what vex is.
Doing
'Cause I was
right
just
now.
looking, I just looked up some other translation. It's saying basically like to rival your sister,
Mhm.
like rival one versus the other, like doing it in spite.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I know vex has many definitions.